everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching me, welcome. This is my most recent haul from Sassy Girl Aroma. This was my final order from 2023, and this was the one that a lot of us, this date range was November, I think November 14th to 28th or something like that. This was the last pre-order that most recently shipped. A lot of you have gotten this order over the last week or so. Mine's been here for a few days, but I, of course, have not had time to sit down and film until tonight. It is Friday night. It's a rainy night here in Utah. It's about 9:30 here, and it's a late night version. So hope everyone has had a wonderful week. I had a good week myself, and I'm happy the weekend is here. Have some fun things planned with my husband, and I'm just trying to decompress and relax. So let's get into the wax. I unboxed this and I took everything out, all the packing peanuts and everything. Julie's team does a great job with packing everything nice and secure. Sometimes you do get a little bit of damage in the mail. Sometimes the brittles crack and whatnot, but I haven't had any of that happen with this order, so that's great. I did get a couple perfumes, which I think I'll kick this video off and talk about that. Each order comes with a business card, which I like to show every time. This one here is the Be Sassy, but always stay humble and kind. That's her motto or tagline, whatever you want to call it, for her business. And then here is her information here for her storefront in Wisconsin, her phone number, her address, and Julian Tyrell. So she had a sale. This was her Black Friday or her pre-Black Friday sale. She did a good bit of sales in the latter part of last year, and I participated like a lot, and this actually can probably be either part 4, part 5 of I Bought Too Much, Said Nobody. The last several orders from Sassy Girl have been a little bit big, and this is the last one that I have that's of this size. Not too much, but I mean there's a good bit number here. Excuse me. A good number here, a nice size. And then the last order I created, I made with Julie was her Elvis sampler, in honor of her son. So the first, I only got a couple perfumes because I kind of went a little nuts buying perfumes. And I just bought myself last week, actually, the Sol de Janeiro number 71. The official one from Sol de Janeiro, and I'm going to see what that is all about. I've heard it's fantastic. The first one I went with here, this perfume is called Cookie Butter, and I do not remember exactly what the dupe of this is. I don't think it's by, I can see it in my head, but I can't remember exactly the company of the dupe that this is. This has leaked a little bit, which, sometimes can happen in shipping and stuff, which is okay. When I'm done with this video, I'll just take a Clorox wipe and clean this up a little bit so it doesn't continue to leak, especially given that I might, put this in my purse or in my travel bag or something like that. It's not too bad, but it does give me an opportunity to smell this. It's similar to, it's tough to describe, but if you smelled her winter biscuits, it's kind of the patchouli and cookie sensation that took off last year. It kind of reminds me of winter biscuits, but it also has a little bit of smokiness to it that is similar to By the Fireplace, but it's not By the Fireplace. It's just that type of smokiness. This is Cookie Butter. I'm going to get this back in here before that leaks all over my hands, and I keep smelling it for a week. So this next one here, and this last one here, maybe this one, hope this one didn't leak, but let's see here. No, this one's pretty good, I think. Maybe a little bit of leakage. That's okay. It happens sometimes. Yeah, we have a little bit here, but that's okay. This one is called Future Husband. Now, these are the sample sizes or the purse sizes. I really like to start out buying these unless it's a perfume that I have had in my life. I know how it smells. I know how it works on me, kind of a thing. And even though Julie's formula is not exactly what the fragrance houses produce, it's something that lasts on my skin, but I do have to spray Julie's perfume a couple of times throughout the day. Sometimes, depending on the scent, my husband can smell it at the end of the evening on me, or when I was going into the office and he would pick me up because we carpooled together, he would smell sometimes, but not all the time, when I would have Julie's fragrances on. This one here is called Future Husband, and this is a dupe for Effing Fabulous by Tom Ford. I'm a big girl and I can say that word, but I'm not going to say it on my channel. I'll say everything but that. So this smells fantastic. It is freaking fabulous. It really is. This is just a nice fragrance. I know Tom Ford makes some of the most loved fragrances in the world. His perfumes are in the high end, very high end of prices. For the small size of perfume that you get. He, of course, makes Tobacco Vanille, Lost Cherry, Oud Wood, Effing Fabulous, and there's many other ones out there that he makes. But this is fantastic. There are a few vendors that offer this in wax, and I would buy this in wax because if you kind of like, I know not everyone likes to melt perfumes in their home. You know, for example, we'll use Angel Share, which I absolutely love in my home. But I know some people don't like to have that perfume or that cologne in their home. If you are a person that likes to have the fragrance form or the cologne form in wax, this would be one that you would like. This is not similar to, but if you like a stronger scent, kind of like Penthouse, if you've ever had Penthouse before, or if you've had Angel Share or even Tobacco Vanille, you would like this here because it has that Tom Ford signature quality to it that he is known for. And I have smelled this one in person. I've smelled the real thing. It's about a little bottle like that. And it smells identical to it. So these ones did have a little bit of leakage, like I said, but that's okay. I'll clean those babies up. I might wear Future Husband tomorrow. So, Future Husband. Okay. We will start talking about the wax. Pardon me if I'm a little scatterbrained. It is late, and I am getting up early in the mornings, so it's been a little bit of a longer day, but that's okay. I love to do these videos when I have a chance, so here we are. First one. Ready, guys? I'll Get By With Bread. I'll Get By With Bread. This is one that so many of us love. And I actually just finished up my brittle of this a few weeks ago. And I knew this one. I bought another one in November when I ordered this, of course, because I knew by that time I would have my supply finished. The notes of this are birthday cake, zucchini bread, cupcakes at Tiffany's, and cornbread. So I'll Get By is a fragrance that, you know, Julie has as her base fragrance, but then she blends a lot with it. Kind of like her beach nights, and she blends it with everything under the sun. I'll Get By with bread is that cornbread component. I'll Get By, I can't think of right now any of the other blends, excuse me. But I'll Get By is, of course, the birthday cake, zucchini bread, and cupcakes at Tiffany's. This one smells like a nice bakery with a mixture of cornbread. I like this one. This one, since I have used a whole brittle of this, I can speak on the warm performance. This throws beautifully. If you like a heavy bakery with there's a little bit of cotton flying in the air. If you like heavy bakery with a little bit of that batter scent, you know, like the cake batter scent, or if you like cornbread mixed with bakery, you would like this a lot because that is what this is. And this is authentic to the oils that are in here. So this is I'll Get By With Bread. Number 2 is another one that I have had before. This is one that is in a lot of vendors right now. This is one that is in the high-end fragrance department. This is Silence in the Library. Other vendors have this, and they go by different names, of course, but this is best lives in the sophisticated fragrance, unique fragrance, library, book department. The notes of this: old paper, antique woodwork, vanilla perfume, and cedar desks. The other vendor that does this extremely well is Swanky. So if you've ever had Swanky's, I forget what she calls hers. I don't remember I can't remember right now, but if you've had that one, I'm trying to think, I can't have it right down in there, but I can't remember the name of it. If you've had that, this is very, 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 very similar. This is gorgeous. You can really smell the rich vanilla. This is similar to, it smells like not vanilla extract and not bakery sweet extract vanilla. It smells like Madagascar vanilla, rich vanilla. It reminds me of the vanilla that I smell in the undertones of Angel's Share or Angel's Touch. If you like that type of vanilla, that rich, suck you in vanilla, even Tobacco Vanille, we'll go back to Tom Ford, even that, you would like this. Because you can smell the cedar. If you like cedar wood, which I love cedar, it's my favorite wood. If I see something that has cedar in it, I'm probably going to buy it because I love cedar. It's my, like I said, my favorite wood. It's better than Palo Santo in my opinion. It performs beautifully in my home. It gives a little bit of just freshness and a little bit of that crisp quality that I look for in my home, and I think it gives for a classy smell. So this, yeah, it's fantastic. I love Silence in the Library. I have another one of these in my collection. Now I can start using it because I have some backup. Next one is another repurchase of mine, and I actually have two of these in this order, so I might as well get them out together. This next one, if you know me and you watch me, you know I love this one. This is Almond Croissant. Almond Croissant. I love almond, amaretto, all things pistachio, all of those things I have for my whole entire life. I started young with pistachios, pistachio pudding. My dad loved to eat different types of nuts. Pistachios were in our home. So I was exposed at a younger age to some of those nuts that little kids might not necessarily think to ask for. They're not like peanuts or cashews or something. That's pistachio, but almond is in the pistachio family, and a lot of times pistachio has little almonds in it. So I was also exposed to almonds. You know, that, I think you understand what I'm saying. The notes of Almond Croissant is a delicious flaky croissant filled with almond cream, topped off with toasted sliced almonds and powdered sugar. I think of this as a French patisserie or somewhere where they have delicate pastries, croissants, filled with almond cream. So heavy, rich, homemade whipped cream with a little bit of almond flavoring. I love almond. I've said that 1,000 times, I think. This, you get, it's not overpowering, knock you down almond. It is not like that. There are some blends, for example, this is just an example, Jergens, the cherry vanilla original scent Jergens, where it has that heavy, rich cherry almond, like you know there's an almond in there. Yes, there's cherry, but cherry and almond have such similar properties, they kind of can take on the identity of the other. However, this is the true almond nut. It's not punch you in the nose strong like the Jergens cherry almond lotion is. This is mixed beautifully with that bread and that bread bakery of the croissant. You can smell a little bit of cream to it and a little bit of sweetness. This is done beautifully. I have melted. I have two, these are my number 3 and number 4 that I have in my collection. I have melted this so I can also attest to the warm performance. This, I will be honest with you, is a weaker smelling scent. It needs heat. It does better in my tea light warmers. And I know there are some of you out there that do not use tea light warmers. Just use the hottest warmer you have in your home to try to get the maximum throw from this. You could even melt this with a complimentary scent. You could melt this with a cherry if you are in team cherry. Cherry's not scary in my home. I love cherry too. You could melt this with any fruit, really. Blueberry would be beautiful with this. Strawberry goes beautiful with this. You could melt this with coffee. It would be beautiful. On its own, this does need a little bit of boost, and that's why I'm saying the heat helps this one a little bit. So give it a try if you're struggling with the throw on this. So this is Almond Croissant. Okay, next is another repurchase. Some of these are repurchases and some of these are new to me. So we repurchase, I'm just getting organized here. Okay. The next repurchase is one I just already talked about in this segment. This is Angel's Touch. This is Killian, the House of Fragrance, that makes Angel's Touch. This is cognac, cinnamon, hazelnut, vanilla, and oak wood. However, I do not smell any of these things outright in this blend. This is a sexy, sophisticated, unisex fragrance. Men can wear this, women can wear this. I have worn this every week of my life not every week of my life, every week of the last year of my life, I have worn Angel's Touch. I have had a couple of bottles of it through Julie. I have a couple other vendors who sell the perfume, and I love it. This is a fragrance I will have for the rest of my life. It's just one of those that speak to me. This is so fantastic. Julie has nailed this. Of all the vendors that offer Angel's Touch, they are all great and beautiful and sophisticated and unique and classy and expensive smelling. But Julie's just takes the cake, in my opinion. If you want something different, if you want something that's a little addictive smelling, a little bit rich, a little elegant, a little sexy, a little everything, give Angel's Touch a share. Man. It is late, I'm sorry. Give Angel's Touch a try. We'll go with that. I love this, and I have 4 or 5 of these brittles. I have used several of them, and I've passed some along, and I have sent some to my coworkers in boxes of wax I've given. This is fantastic. I love this. It's oak, it's woodsy, it's unique, it's Angel's Touch. Next one is May the Caffeine Be With You. This one here is a newer to me blend. I didn't realize that I bought another one of these. I must have forgot that I bought one because I have it over in my Sassy Girl tote that I'm working on. The notes of this one: birthday cake, zucchini bread, cupcakes at Tiffany's, coffee, and caramel. So if I'm not mistaken, I'll Get By is birthday cake, zucchini bread, and cupcakes at Tiffany's. So this is I'll Get By with coffee and caramel. So this one is, if you like the I'll Get By, which is that bakery part, and you like caramel coffee, give this one a try. This is also one I've warmed, so I can attest to the performance of this. This is not as strong in the coffee department as some of Julie's other coffee blends, such as IHOP, for example, or Brandy's Coffee, which is one of my favorite coffee ones now that I've discovered, and a couple other ones, espresso. I can't remember. It's a Beach Nights with Coffee. I can't remember what it's called. It's not weak coffee, but it's not the strongest coffee blend that she's offered. I like this because it's bakery with coffee and caramel. And I failed to comment on the performance of Angel's Touch. This is strong. It works in any warmer you have, and it lasts for a long time. Lingers all day. Next one, it's a repurchase for me. This is the last repurchase. Everything after this is new. This is Psychiatric Ward. I love that Julie always seems to, I've purchased this one a few times too. She always seems to have Psychiatric Ward just be beautiful colors. And if you're watching this video, you either are a longtime customer of Sassy Girl or you're new to Sassy Girl. All of her brittles are just, I'll try to do a little peek of this one here because this is just absolutely beautiful. The color palettes that Julie and her team choose for these brittles. There we go. You can see just how beautiful this is. And I will say Julie is at the very top of the list of the beautiful pools when this wax just melts down and those colors haven't quite married together, but they're just hanging out in their respective patterns. It's kind of like a mini Picasso painting in your warmer when some of these beautiful bright ones, especially when you have the contrast of the green and the pink and just really bright, beautiful colors. That's my opinion, at least. This Psychiatric Ward is fantastic. Performs like a dream too. This is butter cookies with blackberry, which is blackberry jam butter cookies, of course, with strawberry jam, vanilla bean Noel, donuts, and zucchini. So if you haven't figured out, I love zucchini bread, and all vendors across the world and all vendors across, well, the wax world. This one here, Julie has a really fantastic, slightly spicy, but mostly rich and creamy zucchini bread. So every time I see a new zucchini bread blend that I haven't tried, I grab one. This one, it's been a while since I've had Psychiatric Ward, and I thought it was time, because nothing really beats a nice rich jelly or jam with zucchini bread. Love this. This is one I will continue to repurchase as long as I can. Okay, here's the new ones. This next one I purchased with my husband in mind, and I actually purchased 2 of these. This is Lavender Cookies. So my husband recently told me within the last several months that he loves lavender at bedtime. So lavender was not something, I don't hate lavender, but I struggle with lavender being lavender to me after I had COVID 2.5 years ago. It smelled like soap to me for almost a year and a half. It didn't smell normal, so naturally I didn't buy lavender scents because it wasn't something that smelled right to me. So now that my lavender has come back and I know what herbal lavender is and what sweet lavender is, and they don't smell soapy to me anymore, I have decided to start building up my lavender collection so I can always have something to throw in the warmers for bedtime. So I melted another vendor that I don't even think is in business anymore, a little cup of lavender with sugar cookies. Simple, but my husband absolutely fell in love with it, and he said, I want more of this. And I said, well, sorry, I can't get more of this, so I'm going to have to try to find the next close thing, the next best thing I can, the closest to it. The notes of this are very simple. It's lavender, vanilla, marshmallow, and sugar cookies. That's all this is, but that's all I was looking for. So I actually didn't realize during this pre-order that this was actually on the pre-order. So I had to hop back in and make a second order, and I grabbed 2 of these. So this here is a sweet lavender. It's not an herbal lavender. The lavender is similar to the lavender in coconut milk and lavender, or lavender and coconut milk, however you want to say it. That is a single oil, lavender and coconut milk. It's sweet and creamy and rich, like the lavender that's in that oil. So if you're familiar with that, then you would be accepting of the lavender that's in this brittle here. I smell the sugar cookies creamy. I smell the vanilla a little bit, sweetening it up just the tiniest touch, and I smell the marshmallows also. This is nice. I like this. I'm going to let this cure a little bit because I'm working on some lavender stuff in my melting tote. And this will be good, especially as we segue into spring, and Mr. Punxsutawney Phil from Pennsylvania predicted early spring, which I am happy about because I'm not a winter fan. But we made it to February, guys. January was long, I know, but we made it. Okay, the next one I got is Bob Jones. And I know Bob Jones is a really popular blend. I don't know why I haven't grabbed it in the 3 years I've been shopping with Julie. I don't know why I didn't grab it before now. But here we are. Better late than never. This is brown sugar, zucchini bread, and Old Town Bake Shop. Old Town Bake Shop, I think just about every vendor out there has it. They call it a different name, but Old Town Bake Shop, I'm pretty sure that is the name that comes from the fragrance, the oil companies. This is simple. If you like zucchini bread and you like heavy bakery, rich heavy bakery with a little bit of sweetening, or sweetener, sweetening, I think I made that word up, brown sugar sweetened up, you would like this scent right here. This is pretty simple, but it's a classic. I love this. This could blend with everything too. Fruit, coffee, other bakery, lavender and bakery are beautiful together. I have 2 more here. This next one is called Haunted Cookies. This is one that I had to grab because it has wildberry mousse in it. This is blueberry, wildberry mousse, zucchini bread, and sugar cookies. I have a lot in here today that has zucchini bread in it, but I told you it's my top oil. My husband even knows. He said to me about a month ago, zucchini bread is the best oil out there, right? And I said, yes, right. So I like to tease him and say that I trained you to know that zucchini bread is the best oil, but he is supportive of my habit. He will make an appearance on my channel at some point this year. He's a little, I don't want to say shy, because my husband isn't shy. He just doesn't know what he's going to do, but I'll think of something. The way that he teases me about my wax addiction and my hobby. I shouldn't call it an addiction because it's just a hobby that I've been passionate with home fragrance for most of my life. And he likes to tell me that he makes up these blend names. For example, Lemon on the Edge, and it has all these crazy oils to it. Like the one he told me the other day, he comes up to me all serious and he says, I just thought of a new blend. We could do boysenberry, burnt vacuum, and taco seasoning. And then he just walks away. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. You makes me laugh all the time. But I thought to myself, burnt vacuum. Who thinks of that stuff? But burnt vacuum, you know, back in when I was growing up, which the other day when he told me that, it got me thinking about my childhood vacuum. My mom had 2 vacuums when I was a kid. I lived in South Carolina from the age of 4 to the age of 9, almost 10. So I spent a good chunk of my childhood in South Carolina. My mom, we had a ranch style home. In the South, there aren't a lot of places that have basements, you know, full basements. They have more like a cellar. But under our home, there was a stand. And now I know there were rattlesnakes that lived under the house, but I didn't know that back then because that would have been a little scary. Anyways, burnt vacuum, the 2 vacuums my mom had. She had a huge old Kirby silver vacuum with this ugly, carpeted, terrible looking bag. And it was from the 70s. And when that baby fired up, boy, was it loud. I hated when she ran that vacuum because it was just so loud. And then in places where it couldn't fit because it was a big bastard, she had a Hoover. It had this was in the late 80s, early 90s. Those of you out there who were older than me in the 80s, I was, you know, I'll be 40 this year. Hurricane Hugo in September of 1989. We were in South Carolina for Hurricane Hugo, if you remember that. And I had a shirt that we got at Walmart, back when Walmart was in its early days. And it said, I survived Hurricane Hugo in 1989. And I still wish I had that shirt because I think I can still see it in my head. It's this baby blue shirt. It says that on it. But anyways, that vacuum, the Hoover, it had the mechanism where now, you know, vacuums don't really, I don't really know. My vacuum doesn't have this, but it had the internal cord storage where you pushed a cord and it would suck the cord in. And I would play with that all the time. And my mom gets so mad at me. And then eventually it didn't work anymore because I did it so much. So my husband brought back a childhood memory when he said burnt vacuum should be an oil in a blend because he's being a smartass. So there. It's always something funny going on in my home. So hope you got a chuckle out of that one with burnt vacuum. So, man, my husband, he's a good man, but he drives me crazy sometimes. Back to wax. Haunted cookies. This is Blueberry, Wildberry Mousse, Zucchini Bread, and Sugar Cookies. This, if you like Blueberry, Blueberry is that strawberry and blueberry cereal that used to be out on the shelves all the time, but then the big box companies decided to make it just a Halloween thing, so they try to sell a whole bunch of it around Halloween. Then it goes off the shelves and doesn't come back. That's Count Chocula and Blueberry and Fruit Brute, I think, and whatever else lives in that family. I only know the big guys, the Count Chocula and the Blueberry. If you like Blueberry, you would like this because Blueberry, even though I'm getting Wildberry Mousse and Sugar Cookies and Zucchini Bread, I am still getting the integrity of the Blueberry is in here very much so. So this is one I love. I can't believe I haven't had this one before, but here we are. It's in my home now. And finally, the last one here before we talk about my samples is called Baked on a Griddle. And the one thing I want to point out about this is look at that gorgeous yellow. I mean, look at that gorgeous yellow and that blue and that tan. And this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I love this. Notes of this are sweet lemon, blueberries, and raspberries in a vanilla baked scone. So first of all, scones, delicious, tough to make because you got to get the dough right. But lemon and blueberry, I mean, lemon and blueberry have been friends forever. They'll be friends till the end. There's nothing like pancakes with blueberry compote with a little bit of lemon zest. Lemon zest just brightens up those berries so much. And I don't know what lemon, this is a sweet lemon, but I don't know if this is Hello Lover. Hello Lover has that sugared lemon scent to it, which is what I'm getting with this. I'm not getting too much blueberry and raspberry, but I can tell there's a little bit something else in here that isn't just straight lemon. So I'm saying that this is the lemon, the blueberry and the raspberry. So that's this one here. I can't wait to get this one going because it's another one I bought with my husband in mind because he likes blueberry and lemon. Okay, my 2 samples I got. I will say that Julie, I haven't, this is the last order I received had her old shot cups in it, but these are her new sample cups. I don't know how, let's see, this is a 1/2 ounce. I think her old sample containers were a full ounce, so you could cut them in half. But this is the perfect amount of size for her wax. So I like that she is giving this because we don't have to worry about cutting it anymore. This first one is Empire, and I want to say I have this, but I'm not quite sure what the notes are because I'm bad at blind smelling. This is clean and crisp, not aquatic or oceanic, and not floral and not shower, like bathing, but this is clean and crisp and nice. I like this. Those of you that are new to Sassy Girl, I do use 2 Griddles in most of my warmers. Well, not 2 Griddles, that would be the whole thing. Two squares in my warmers. If I have it in my Accord, I know which of my Accord, because there's 3 plates on the Accord. I know which one's my hottest one. I put 2 squares in that one, and then I put a single square in my other. So I used 4 when I have my Accord going. And everything else I used 2. And the last sample I got here is Martini in the Alps. So this one here is, I don't quite know what's in this. It doesn't smell like anything outright obvious to me, but it's kind of weak. So we'll see what this does on warm. Okay, that's the end of my Sassy Girl Aroma video. I'm going to be taking a small break from buying Sassy Girl because I bought a good bit, as a lot of us did last year. So hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you.